Hello everyone, this is SMD Mazharul Haq, Assistant Professor, Department, ISR Engineering College. I am dealing the subject electrical measurements and instrumentation, and in the previous class we have seen about the ammeter and voltmeter connection, how to connect the ammeter and voltmeter, and also we have seen about the types of instruments like indicating instruments, recording instruments, and various types of instruments. So we are also having different types of instruments that they are classified depending upon the type of supply they are operating on. So these are called as the PMMC instruments and MI instruments. That is called as moving coil and moving iron instruments. So we will see now about the topic PMMC instruments and its expression of torque. So what is PMMC, permanent magnet moving coil instrument? Let's start now. So one of the most accurate type of instrument used for DC measurements is PMMC instrument. Other than MI instruments, or apart from MI instruments which are measuring both AC and DC, here PMMC instruments only measure the DC measurement, that is accurately, and it works only on DC supply only. So we go to the construction first. A permanent magnet, as the name is given there, permanent magnet moving coil instrument, we are using a permanent magnet here. So a permanent magnet is a magnet which doesn't require any supply to operate. So it behaves as a magnet always. A permanent magnet is used in this type of instrument, and the aluminum former is provided in the cylindrical in between two poles of permanent magnet. So we are having a setup like we will be having a aluminum former in a cylindrical structure, and also a permanent magnet will be there. So a permanent magnet is there, and in between this permanent magnet of north and south, the aluminum former is present. So like that, a permanent magnet is used in this type of instrument. Aluminum former is provided in the cylindrical structure between the two poles of permanent magnet as shown in the figure. So coils are wound on the aluminum former which is connected with the spindle. So here aluminum former is connected to a spindle. This spindle is supported with the jeweled bearing. We will have a spindle like structure which is also supported by a jeweled bearing also is there, because the bearing should be provided so that the pointer can move freely. And we have two springs attached on either end of the spindle, and the terminals of moving coils are connected to the spring. Therefore the current flows through spring 1, moving coil, and spring 2. Now let us see how this is working structure is done. And also the damping here is eddy current damping. The damping that is used here is eddy current damping. As we have seen that the damping is necessary for this particular measuring instruments, because without damping they will not give accurate reading. So the damping used here is eddy current damping, and this is produced by aluminum former. So who is the source of producing damping? It is produced by aluminum former. And the control action or the movement of the pointer is given by the spring control. So here what is the type of method that is used? The spring control method, where the spring control is used to deflect the pointer. And the permanent magnet moving coil instrument is one of the most accurate of instrument used for DC measurements in PMMC instruments. Okay. So here we have seen that these are the types of springs that are used here. Two types of springs are used, and they are connected to either end of the spindle, and the terminals of moving coils are connected to the spring, and therefore the current flows from spring 1, moving coil, and spring 2. As we said already that damping current, eddy current damping and spring control is used here. Now if you see the picture, this picture is a hand drawn picture, and also we are having a printed picture here also. So both are the same thing. If you see this picture, you have that you are having this spindle. This is called as spindle, a structure which is held tightly on the meter, and this spindle will be having a aluminum former placed in between like this. This is called as the aluminum former. This is called aluminum former, and the coil is wound across this aluminum former. And also we will have two springs, that is the spring, upper control spring and lower control spring here. So this spindle has how many things? One upper control spring and one lower control spring and aluminum former. Apart from this aluminum former, we have this soft iron core here in the aluminum former, and therefore the permanent magnets are placed either sides of the this particular aluminum former. North and south poles of permanent magnet are placed like this, and here the pointer is attached somewhere in the spindle where it can deflect when the reading is shown, or the current is flowing from this particular spring to the lower spring to the upper spring. As you said that the current is flowing from the upper spring and the lower spring. So we have seen here the current flows through spring 1, moving coil, and spring 2. So this one is called as moving coil. As in this hand drawn picture we have seen that this is the moving coil, and the current flows from the particular spring 1, moving coil, and spring 2, and therefore we have the pointer deflecting here. Okay. So we can see that this permanent magnet moving coil instrument works on the principle when a current carrying conductor is placed inside a magnetic field, it shows some deflection. So we have seen that whenever a current carrying magnet is placed inside, current carrying body is placed in a magnetic field, it shows some deflection. So we will study about the principle of operation now. When DC supply is given to a moving coil, we have seen the moving coil also. Now if you see this moving coil, here is the moving coil, this is the moving coil, we say the aluminum former, and upon it, it is a moving coil which is bound across it, we are showing here. So when DC supply is given to the moving coil, DC current flows through it. When current carrying coil is kept in a magnetic field, it experiences some force, and this force produces the torque. We know this by the principle of operation of this PMMC instrument, that when a current carrying coil is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force, and this force produces a torque, and the former starts to rotate. As we have seen in this particular motor principle also, the same thing here also will be there, like whenever a current carrying coil is kept in a magnetic field, it experiences some force, and that force leads to rotation called as torque. So, and the former rotates. The former means here aluminum former rotates. The pointer is attached with the spindle. When the former rotates, aluminum former rotates, the pointer moves around the calibrated scale. And when the polarity is reversed, a torque is produced in the opposite direction, and therefore the mechanical stopper does not allow the deflection in the opposite direction. Here some mechanical stopper is there where it will not allow the deflection in the opposite direction. Okay. Therefore the polarity should be maintained with the PMMC instrument. If AC is supplied, a reversing torque is produced. This cannot produce a continuous deflection. Therefore the instrument cannot be used in AC supply. Why? Because AC has two polarities, that is positive and negative polarity. Therefore we have a reversing torque, and this cannot produce a continuous deflection, and the readings will not be shown properly. Therefore the polarity should be maintained, that is a DC polarity should be maintained throughout to get the proper working of this PMMC instrument. Okay. Once you can see this figure where you are having this spindle attached here, not to move from any place here, and you can see the scale and pointer as well as the springs which are providing the aluminum former makes the scale or the pointer to move. So we will go for the equation that is torque developed by PMMC instruments. Suppose we have deflecting torque TD. TD is called as deflecting torque, where the torque is required to make the deflection in the pointer. And TC, we already studied that TC is the controlling torque, and this controlling torque is used for controlling the torque that is deflecting torque, it is in opposite direction. Whenever controlling torque is present, then only we will be having the proper deflection, and proper deflection is controlled. Otherwise the deflection is uncontrolled deflection. And where the angle of deflection is given by theta, then the spring constant where you are using the springs here, K is the spring constant and B is the width of the coil. The width of the coil B, where the coil is there, the coil is wound across the aluminum former. Now I let I is the height of the, or L is the height of coil or length of the coil. Height of coil or length of the coil. N is equals to number of turns of the coil, and I is equals to current. And let capital B be the flux density, and A is equals to area of the coil. So we will have this deflecting torque consider, and Tc, that is controlling torque and angle of deflection, and K as spring constant, width of the coil B, small b, and I, that is L, that is height of coil or length of the coil. The number of turns is N and I is the current. So B is the flux density and A is the area of coil. The force produced in the coil will be given by the following equation. Now we will see that particular equation. The force produced in the coil is given by F is equals to BIL sin theta. We have seen this formula earlier, where you are having this particular length of the coil as well as current and flux density. You will have the force is equals to BIL sin theta. When theta is equal to 90 degrees, for n turns, F is equals to NBIL. Now the torque produced, Td is equals to F into perpendicular distance. We have a formula for torque. Torque is equals to F into R. Therefore, Td is equals to NBIL into B. What is B here? B is nothing but, we have written here that B is the width of the coil. So B is equals to width of the coil, and Td becomes BINA. BINA. Why? Because length into breadth gives you the area. Therefore, BINA is nothing but the deflecting torque here, or Td. Now the Td is equals to BANI, where B is flux density, A is area, N is number of turns, and I is the current. And therefore, here we can see that Td is proportional to current, where A and B are the constants. So we can see that Td is proportional to I by this equation. Okay. So the force produced in the coil is given by the equation F is equal to BIL sin theta, and from F is equal to BIL sin theta we are getting a deflecting torque Td is proportional to I. Now we will see the advantages of the PMMC instrument. If you come to advantages of PMMC instrument, the torque versus weight ratio is high and the power consumption is very less. The power consumption is very less, and also scale is uniform. Because here we have uniform scale because it is a PMMC instrument, whereas in MI instruments we have a non-uniform scale. So here damping is very effective. Why? Because the damping should be effective to get a proper reading. And since operating field is very strong, the effect of stray field is negligible here. So the range of instrument can be extended. Here the range of instrument can be extended to a longer range, because by adding or the particular resistances, we can increase the range of the instrument. So next is disadvantage. How we will consider a disadvantage here is the PMMC instruments have disadvantage, like it is used only for DC supply only, but we cannot use it for AC supply. As you have seen that what happens when AC supply is used in the previous slides, that when AC supply is used, the polarity will be reversing and reversing torque will be produced, but does not give the continuous deflection. Okay. Now the cost is high. Second disadvantage is the cost is high, and error is produced due to the aging effect of PMMC. Aging effect of PMMC means the instruments that are used for a longer period of time, and the aging happens in the instrument, whereas the magnet also has some its properties losing. The error produced due to the aging effect of PMMC. And also friction and temperature error are present. So there are some friction errors as well as temperature errors present. When the current is passing through the coil, definitely some temperature errors also will be caused. So now we will see that the PMMC has a variety of uses. What are those uses? We will see. So the PMMC has a variety of uses. It can be used as ammeter. When PMMC is used as an ammeter, except for a very small current range, the moving coil is connected across suitable low resistance shunt. So suitable low resistance shunt is connected across to form a ammeter. And so that only small part of main current flows through the coil. The shunt consists of a number of thin plates made up of alloy metal, which is usually magnetic and has a low temperature coefficient of resistance. So a resistor of same alloy is also placed in series with the coil to reduce the errors due to the temperature variation. As we have seen this in the ammeter construction already, we have seen how the ammeter is constructed, as well as how the shunt is connected across the ammeter, or the resistance is connected across the ammeter. Now coming to voltmeter, when PMMC is used as a voltmeter, the coil is connected in series with high resistance. So we see that the PMMC is used as a voltmeter. The coil is connected in series with the high resistance. What amount of high resistance can be used here? So a high resistance means if you want to use a voltmeter, the coil is connected in series with the high resistance so that the voltmeter can give the proper reading. Why? Because high resistance does not allow the more current to pass through, and also the voltage will be recorded properly. The rest of function is same above. The same moving coil can be used ammeter or voltmeter with the interchange of the above arrangement. Like you can see that the resistances, if they are connected in series, it is a voltmeter. If the resistance, low resistance is connected in parallel, then it is called as ammeter. Okay. We are seeing this particular thing. Next, galvanometer. What is a galvanometer? A galvanometer, already we have discussed that the galvanometer will be reflecting if the current is flowing through a branch or circuit, then it shows some deflection. If the current is 0, then the galvanometer does not show any deflection and it will be null. Its reading is null, nothing but 0. The galvanometer is used to measure a small value of current along with its direction and strength. It is mainly used on board to detect and compare different circuits in a system also. So different types of circuit also can be detected, like current is flowing or not, like it is an open circuit, or like different is it a short circuit. So we can study about the different types of circuits by using a galvanometer. Another one is the ohm meter. The ohm meter is used to measure the resistance of the electrical circuit by applying a voltage to the resistance with the help of a battery. So students, what is the ohm meter? Ohm meter is used to measure the resistance of the electrical circuit by applying a voltage to the resistance with the help of a battery. And a galvanometer is used to determine the flow of current through resistance. Therefore, the galvanometer scale is marked in ohms, and as the resistance varies, since the voltage is fixed, the current through the meter also will vary. Now we will see what are the different reasons that cause an error in the PMMC instruments. We are having the PMMC instrument. At the same time, the error, if it is less, then only the PMMC instruments can show the proper readings. Otherwise, there is some non-linearity, or some, if there is some non-accuracy, then what happens is the PMMC instruments will fail to read the accurate readings. So we will see now what are different reasons that are causing an error in the PMMC instrument. So let us see how they are being evaluated. First is the temperature effect. Error in reading of PMMC may cause due to change in temperature, which will affect the resistance of the moving coil. So here, error in the reading of PMMC instrument may be caused due to the change in the temperature, which will affect the resistance of the moving coil. Why? Because the resistance and the temperature are proportional to each other, and therefore whenever the temperature rises, the resistance of the coil also has some effect. The temperature coefficient of copper wire in the moving coil is of 0.04 per degree Celsius rise in temperature. Since the coil has a lower temperature coefficient, it will have a faster rate of temperature rising, which will result in increase in the resistance, causing an error. So here, the temperature rises, will result in an increase in the resistance, and if resistance is increased, what happens? There is some error. Why? Because it is associated with the flow of current. The resistance increase means it causes the error, which has to show the proper reading. It shows the improper reading or the reading with an error. Spring material and age is one of the factors. So if you come to the other factors which may lead to error in PMMC reading is the quality and contortion of the spring. Here we can say that the factors that are being discussed are the PMMC reading is the quality and contortion of the spring. Old aging spring will not allow the pointer to show the correct reading, making an error. Therefore, the spring also should be interchanged. The servicing is required whenever the PMMC instruments are of old age. That means the instruments inside it also gets some aging, and also they will not give the proper reading due to some sort of friction or some sort of things that are allowing the spring material and other materials to get some age. And also some materials also have rust, and also aging of magnet. As we discussed already, along with the age, the effect of heat and vibration that is caused in the particular PMMC meter will reduce the magnetic effect of the permanent magnet, which will produce an error in the reading. So this is also one of the main points that is being contributing for the errors of the PMMC instrument. So we are seeing these many things that are being evaluated, that is temperature effect and spring material and age, and also the aging of the magnet also we have seen. And all these things are being discussed here so that the errors are being minimized in the instruments. Therefore, we see that here all this temperature effect is kept under control. That is, we can allow some latest instruments to make the temperature very less, so that we can use a good quality of wire or the coil that is used here, which does not make more of the temperature rise, and it will not result in the resistance heating. So the resistance increase, if the resistance is increased, automatically the errors will be shown. So we have to use a proper coil. The remedy for is using the proper coil, which is pure copper, and which are the latest coils that are used for reducing the temperature effect, so that we can get a error, we can be error free. And spring material and age. So here the other factors which are contributing are, we discussed that spring material. So what type of spring materials we are using and how they are being causing the distortions in the or errors in the readings is nothing but the spring, whenever is used for a longer period of time, it loses its property, and therefore the spring material will be changed periodically to maintain the intactness. And also we see that the spring material will be contributing to reduce the errors if the proper spring material is used there. And also the aging of magnet. What about the aging of magnet? Now, along with this particular age, the effect of heat and vibration. Why? Because whenever you are reading, taking this particular reading, what happens is there will be some current flowing in that particular meter. What happens is the heat and vibrations will be caused, that will reduce the magnetic effect. Why? Because the heat will destroy the magnetic effect, and the heat, if the more amount of heat is exposed to the particular meter, PMMC instrument, then this magnetic effect of permanent magnet, which will produce an error in the reading here. So students, we have discussed today about different types of factors that are being contributing for the errors, and also we have studied about the different types of PMMC instruments and where they are used. That is, they are used in ammeter, voltmeter, ohm meter also, and we have seen how they are operating, and also we have discussed the advantages and disadvantages, and we have calculated the force as well as the torque equation here. So the deflecting torque equation we have got, and we have seen that the torque is proportional to I here, and deflecting torque TD is proportional to I from the equation F is equals to BIL sin theta. So this class was for maintaining this torque, that is torque is directly proportional to current derivation, and also we have seen that the force is BIL sin theta, and when how the torque is produced and what is the principle of operation also we have seen in this class. Therefore, we will be discussing about the different topics of this electrical measurements and instrumentation in the next class, and in the next class we will be discussing about the MI instrument and operating principle of this. As we have seen the principle of MI instrument, PMMC instrument, that is very simple, that when a moving coil is placed inside a current carrying coil is placed inside a magnetic field, it shows some deflection or it produces some torque. So I hope you understand this topic. So if you have any doubts, you can message me, and you can ask me the questions. Okay. Thank you, students. I will be winding up my class here. Thank you very much.